Hey guys, it's Vernia from the Hack Check podcast. As you can see, I'm not in studio today, I'm actually at home, hence the different background. I'm just going to jump in and comment on the recent Israel Adesanya comments from his post-fight press conference at UFC 287 after a really impressive performance against Alex Pereira, having lost him 3 times prior in all martial arts formats, really coming back and showing the heart of a champion to earn a really impressive knockout victory. So if you remember a couple months back, for those of you that haven't seen, I will link it in my bio. Dricus Du Plessis said he wants to be the first African champion to actually take the belts back, or a belt back, to Africa. Israel Adesanya had commented afterwards, and there'd been a bit of back and forth between the two. And Israel Adesanya, after his fight night, the press conference, basically alluded to the fact that he really wants to fight Dricus Du Plessis. Now, he did say that Dricus would have to earn the title shot, and he'd have to keep winning for this to happen. And then he wants to fight him either in Nigeria or South Africa. So in other words, what I got out of that is at UFC Africa. Now, if you think of UFC Africa, firstly, there's no other place that it can happen besides South Africa. It can't happen in anywhere else in Africa. We've got the infrastructure, we've got the tourism, we've got everything. So it would have to be in South Africa. Secondly, when UFC Africa is going to happen, no one really knows. Dana White only really kind of said that it will happen in the next 2 years. I don't know if this year is realistic. They'd have to pull a miracle to make it happen this year. But then again, they did make Fight Island happen. So, you know, with the UFC, with Dana White, anything is possible. Thirdly, does that fight make sense? In my opinion, 100% makes sense. I don't think if you look at the top 6, even if you extend it to the top 7 or the top 8 in the middleweight division, you've got Israel Adesanya, who's now the champion. I'm assuming Alex Pereira will be number 1 ranked. But Israel Adesanya already ruled out an immediate rematch. He wants Alex Pereira also to prove himself. Israel Adesanya rightly said, you know, he fast-tracked Alex Pereira to a title shot, and I do agree with that statement. But he also thinks that Alex Pereira is going to go up to 205. That's something that people have also alluded to in the past, and it's a real possibility. If you look at Robert Whittaker, Israel Adesanya has already beaten Robert Whittaker twice. So do people really want to see a third fight? I don't think so. Robert Whittaker is an amazing fighter and might test Israel Adesanya, but Israel Adesanya's got that style that beats Robert Whittaker, in my opinion, 9 times out of 10, maybe even 10 times out of 10. It's just the type of fighter that Robert Whittaker can't beat. And then you've got Jared Cannonier. Israel Adesanya just beat him recently, so he's done nothing, in my opinion, to deserve a title shot. He beat Sean Strickland, who's ranked below Dricus, and by split decision. So I feel those two need to run it back, but let's see what happens. Then we've got Paulo Costa, who strangely enough, even though he hasn't fought in a long time, is actually still ranked above Dricus Du Plessis. So he's got to get past Robert Whittaker first. That's something I don't know if it's going to be possible for him. Robert Whittaker is an amazing fighter, so we'll just have to see how that goes. And then we get to Dricus. Dricus has been putting on amazing displays. I actually think he should be ranked higher. I think he should be at least 4th. He's got the longest active win streak in the entire division. He's finished all of his fights, bar the Brad Tavares fight. And to me, it's the only person that Israel Adesanya hasn't fought. It's the only one that's intriguing enough where people will say, okay, hang on. We've seen Israel Adesanya beat the rest of the people in that top 6. We haven't seen him get tested by this really unknown entity to a lot of people in the UFC. Now, again, as I said earlier, you know, that fight makes sense at UFC Africa. I think that's where the most money lies. I think having a fighter from Nigeria or representing Nigeria fighting a fighter representing South Africa, I think that sells itself in Africa. It makes 100% sense. Will the UFC get that done this year? That's the big question. Will they wait till next year? If they do wait till next year, or if they want Dricus Du Plessis to have a couple more fights, maybe to convince them, what does that mean for Israel Adesanya? Because Israel Adesanya, as I said, has beaten everybody and some people twice. So does he now go a third time? Does he want to risk that? You know, again, I think Robert Whittaker loses to Adesanya again if they fight, but Robert Whittaker is a big, big threat. So what do they want to do? What does Israel Adesanya want to do? What do Dana White, Sean Shelby, and the UFC want to do? Only time will tell. But I think the only fight that makes sense next for Israel Adesanya is to fight Dricus Du Plessis. So guys, let me know your thoughts on the possibility of Dricus Du Plessis and Israel Adesanya fighting each other. Do you want to see that fight happen? What do you think is next for both of these fighters? Are we going to see UFC Africa happen this year, if at all? Please keep an eye out as well on my social media, my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Please like, share, comment on this video. If you haven't seen my episode, please go to my podcast playlist on this channel. And I've got a very, very cool bunch of episodes coming up. So please keep your eyes peeled for that. And thanks for watching. Till next time. Cheers, guys. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, I've got another one for you over here and over here. Please don't forget to subscribe over here and have a look at my other socials down in the description box below. Thanks for watching.